here. I spend lots of time trying to connect the dots and explain to people public policy, how these things work, and why these things matter. And you got some people out here, you got some black folks out here who say, well, you know, I don't see what the big deal is. It was performative with Biden appointing a black woman to the Supreme Court. Ketanji Brown Jackson is no big deal. I'm trying to explain to people how one federal judge could make a ruling that literally goes out across the entire country. And so just take 60 seconds and explain to the simple Simons out there who don't quite understand the impact of when it comes to who's the president, who controls the Senate, and how who they pick to be federal judges for life can have a direct impact on the life of black folks.
If there's anything you care about in terms of the black agenda, whether or not that be voting rights, whether or not that be climate equality and justice and fairness, whether or not that be gun reform, gun safety, police brutality, police reform, all of it ends up in front of the Supreme Court, all of it. And so if you let Republicans control the Supreme Court, as they do now, what you're saying is that you're giving Republicans a veto on the other two branches of government. There's not a law you can pass that the Supreme Court cannot overturn if it deems fit. So all the activism and effort and push around things that matter to our communities, whether they be jobs, whether they be voting rights, whatever you want to say, all of that is subject to the whims of 5 Supreme Court justices. And right now, Republicans have 6. So as long as you let Republicans pick the court, then you're going to get nothing. That is the brass tacks of it all. If you let Republicans control the court, you get nothing. And I just need people to understand that. Need people to understand the importance of even one extra justice. Look at today, where Ketanji Brown Jackson, first black woman on the court, appointed by Joe Biden, was the only voice today defending labor, defending the rights of unions to strike. That's how important even one justice can be, because even though she lost, she has laid now the groundwork for what one would hope will eventually be overturning this terrible decision today by her argument, by her scholarship, and by her fire, even today as she stood alone on the Supreme Court.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Mark Unfiltered video in just one moment. When you talk about blackness and what happens in black culture, we're about covering these things that matter to us, speaking to our issues and concerns.
This is a genuine people-powered movement.
There's a lot of stuff that we're not getting. You get it, and you spread the word.
We wish to plead our own cause. Too long have others spoken for us. We cannot tell our own story if we can't pay for it. This is about covering us. Invest in black-owned media. Your dollars matter. We don't have to keep asking them to cover our stuff. So please support us in what we do, folks. We want to hit 2,000 people, $50 this month, raise $100,000. We're behind 100,000, so we want to hit that. Your money makes this possible. Check some money orders. Go to P.O. Box 57196, Washington, D.C. 20037-0196. The Cash App is $RM Unfiltered. PayPal is R Martin Unfiltered. Venmo is RM Unfiltered. Zelle is Roland at RolandSMartin.com.